I feel the need for speed.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Joint Base Andrews outside of Washington DC in Maryland. We are going to be checking out a lot of planes, big air show going on. This is formerly Andrews Air Force Base. It is now known as Joint Base Andrews, and we are here for the big air show in 2022, and this is also celebrating the 75th anniversary of the establishment of the Air Force. Began in 1947, and so we're going to check out some planes, perhaps see some air stunts, and check out some aviation excitement here. This is going to be fun. These folks have found the right spot to hang out here under the shade of the wing, which of course is going to change as the sun changes. There's going to be a lot of demonstrations and stunts and different demonstrations going on throughout the day. Plenty of food and drink offered here. Cannot bring any food or drink, but it's a beautiful day. I think the high is supposed to be around 80, so it's going to be warm, but it's not oppressive, so that's going to be great. Some official Thunderbirds souvenirs here. It looks like there's a whole bunch of shirts and hats, and even some flight jackets, all sorts of souvenirs available that are official Thunderbirds souvenirs.
Are these all one size? That's all. So it's adjusting.
Alright, so we zoom in just past the reserve seating. You can see the Thunderbirds planes are sitting there on the edge of the flight line, so they'll be performing a little bit later. A KC-135 strata tanker taking off here. I've got lens envy there. Big cargo plane, and I suppose they could pick these folks up and drop them wherever they need to. Big plane, you can walk up the ramp through the plane, and then there's an exit at the behind the cockpit. But you get to take a look and see what it looks like on the inside of the aircraft. These are reserved box seats that you can purchase. I think these are $75 if you want an actual seat. The event itself is actually free, so you can park your chair anywhere along here or stand here for no money at all. Walk along where the vendors and some of the exhibitors are, and food. Might be a good idea to get food sooner than later, although I can see the lines already are backing up. Joint Base Andrews actually has its earliest start in the period of the Civil War, when troops occupied a church and established a sort of a base of operations there. That church still exists today and is chapel number 2 on Joint Base Andrews. It was not until I think about 1943 that they actually built an airfield here and decided to make an official base. And the base grew up around that. But originally, way back once upon a time, in the Civil War, they used the church that still stands on this airfield as a base of operations. So that's kind of a cool fact. And in the early 40s, they built the actual base itself in the airfield, and then I think in 1947 the Air Force was established. So this is the 75th anniversary celebration of the establishing of the Air Force. Chuck Steak Burgers, they've got nachos, and this is Chuck Steak Burgers and chicken tenders and fries and drinks. Batteries, umbrellas, earplugs, and earmuffs for the kids.
Horsepower. Watch now, she comes across the top. A set of aileron rolls to the right, to the left, back to the left. Look how she keeps that aircraft perfectly in line now. She pushes down on the stick. That's negative G-force holding on back right now. Negative G's is the force of gravity that tries to throw a pilot out of the top of the cockpit. Watch now as the aircraft again tumbles. Points that nose down. Here she comes.
I just watched some stunt flying, acrobatic flying by Patty Wagstaff, and she was magnificent. Some great skill aerial piloting here. She's got some pretty impressive flying skills there, and it's a pretty good crowd here. I don't know if they held this in 21. I know it was canceled for 20, and I think it was canceled for 21. I think it's just coming back now for 2022. They've been holding this for years, but it's a pretty cool air show, and seen some pretty cool stuff so far. Getting to sit up in the cockpit in there, tour through the interior of the Helicopter here, transport helicopter. The portals almost look like a Nautilus submarine from Disney. Wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of the law with this one. Anybody in the seen Blue Thunder? That came out in the early 80s with Roy Scheider and if I remember right, it was Judge Reinhold, and it was about a futuristic helicopter, and it was being used to spy, and some bad elements were using it for ill deeds. Don't tell me what to do. Danger, keep away. And Big Brother, always watching. Always watching. It's amazing, amazing machines, helicopters and airplanes, just incredible what they can do. Been pretty cool to see some of the stunts so far. It's been a long time, been quite a few years since I actually last attended a stunt show, or an air show I should say. They do perform some acrobatics and stunts here, but it's not just about that. We are passing the club area now. And the club area is where you can get basically it's a catered buffet. You get to reserve tables and premium bathrooms, which I suppose maybe they have something that's better than some of the portalettes. At long last, the Thunderbirds are ready to go. Canopies down and ready to go.
The Thunderbird team is comprised of proud professionals. Demo team in 1956 with the transition to the F-100 Super Sabre. In the early...
Thunderbird 1 is cleared for takeoff, runway 01 left. Today we fly in honor of the US Air Force's 75th anniversary of dedicated service to this great nation. Today we fly for those prisoners of war and those missing in action. You are not forgotten. Thunderbirds, let's run them up!
Here we got a B-1B bomber, which I remember when they were first building these, this seemed about as futuristic as it could get. Certainly looked much more modern than the B-52s that were the main bombing aircraft. And I think it's funny, I mean it makes sense, but I think it's funny that under every single airplane is like a mini campground of people in their chairs taking in the shade and using the aircraft as a pseudo umbrella. But it's only about 80, 82 as a high today, so it's not that hot. It's definitely hotter if you want to stay out of the sun. That's definitely the way to do it. But thank goodness it's not like July, because this ramp would be brutal in the 90s. So it's very fortunate that it's not any hotter than it is. It's a for the most part, it's a gorgeous day outside today. I call this Bomber's Row. B-1B and a B-52. Let's get a close-up look at the cockpit. A little instruction for our future Top Gunners. The line, however, is a little bit long. It just goes on, and okay, not that long, but it's a pretty long line. Waiting to get a chance to go up, take a closer look at the cockpit, talk to the pilot.
In the DOB, from 1245 to 115 from the Wilhelm, 80 sled meters.
And a few more of the airplanes that are part of the flying demonstration here today. Some historic aircraft, some impressive aircraft.